May 30th and 31st is Maddie's Pet Adoption Days, a weekend of free pet adoption at many participating Bay Area shelters and organizations. Returning to the show are our good friends from Maddies Fund, Rich Avanzino and Brittany Ransonet. Welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
And I should mention our two other friends in the room, right? Antonia and Drew.
Exactly. They're ambassadors for the adoption program and would make somebody a wonderful companion.
Well, before we talk about our friends here, let's talk about Maddies Fund and how it got started.
Well, Maddies Fund was born with the idea of our benefactors, Dave and Cheryl Duffield, who were starting a new company called PeopleSoft way back in the day. And starting any company has got a lot of challenges with it. And they had adopted this little dog named Maddie. And she gave them so much love. She was really a game changer in their lives. And Dave talks about when he was playing with her one time on the living room floor and said, if I ever get any money together, I'm going to give back in dollars what you've given me in love. And that was the foundation for Maddies Fund, which is a grant-giving organization that's trying to help provide companion animals a loving home.
Okay, so when on the 30th and the 31st, you can go to any participating, and I say that because not all shelters necessarily or organizations are participating, and you can adopt a dog for free.
Yes.
What does that mean for most people?
Well, it means without cost, you're going to be able to get a great companion with priceless love. Most of the animals are microchipped. They've been spayed and neutered. They've been health checked. You're getting a great pre-owned pet,
gently used,
who's gently used, who would make somebody just a wonderful family member, and without any charge. We in turn give the organizations that are adopting the pets $200 if the pets are healthy, and $1,200 if the animal is either has been ill or is of advanced age. If you get an advanced age that actually did get recovery from a medical condition, the organization gets $2,500. So it's sort of a stipend to the organization to help with their life-saving work. These organizations, without fanfare, every day do this heroic deed of finding these pets loving homes. This is a celebration for a special weekend that's to help the public, the free adoption, and help the organizations that provide this terrible, wonderful service with a best friend and a little bit of money.
Well, tell us a little bit about this no-kill by the end of 2015. That's your goal.
That's our goal,
Fund, right?
That's right. Yeah, and it's a big challenge because when we started this, well, about 40 years ago, the nation was killing about 24 million dogs and cats. We think that number is down to less than 3 million right now. And if we can convince the 17 million people who are going to acquire a pet this year, if they go to a shelter or rescue, we can have a no-kill nation, which is an adoption guarantee for all the healthy and treatable pets that find themselves in shelters or with rescue organizations that need a loving home.
And so what kind of progress have you made so far? It's now the middle of 2015.
Well, we've come a long way. Organizations are doing a great job. The public has been very, very responsive. We actually don't have a number count right now.
Okay.
I would say that we're very much on path to be able to get our job done. If we miss it by a couple of months, maybe even longer than that, that'll be okay. The bottom line is this terrible tragedy of killing our best friends on 4 legs can end, and can end very, very quickly if the public will help.
So let's get to meeting our friends.
Okay.
Because these are two wonderful friends who are available for adoption immediately.
Exactly. Right? Oakland Animal Services has been kind enough this year and in years past also to give us a helping hand by bringing, in this case, Antonia, who is a male, a 3-year-old, very friendly dog, gets along with adults, with children, with other dogs. And Drew here is about a 2-year-old, which we are calling a Doxy Chihuahua mix, who also gets along with dogs and other people.
He's very friendly.
They are very friendly. This guy's a lap dog. He wants to be a lap dog, and they're both loves and would make somebody a great friend.
And I just want to say, for those of you guys watching at home, Antonio looks a little bit intimidating because of his size, but he is a sweetheart.
He is.
Oh
He's
my
been with the shelter for 6 weeks. They've taken great care of him, but he was well socialized. Whoever was his former caregiver, which we don't really know because he was a stray, took wonderful care of him. How he got lost, we don't know, but right now he's got to find a loving home.
All right, and so in terms of Drew, Drew was surrendered to the shelter?
No, Drew was also a stray.
Oh, okay.
The officers, the animal control officers of Oakland found him wandering the streets of the city.
Wow.
And they brought him back. They tried to reunite him with his former caregiver. They were unsuccessful in finding that person. So Drew was saying, okay, through no fault of her own, she is homeless and she wants somebody to take care of her. And if you adopt her, you're going to get a great, loving, affectionate, joyful part of your life.
Well, she's a very quiet dog, too,
She
for
is.
anyone who is interested in
She's very mellow.
a dog like that.
Antonio is a little rambunctious. Well, actually, Antonio is showing that he can also sleep during the show.
Yeah.
But they're both going to be great for somebody.
We seem to have that effect on dogs. For some reason, they all fall asleep on our carpet.
Well, it's better than being overly rambunctious.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Brittany, I want to ask you, because you have some experience with, having people come to the shelters and adopt dogs and things. I mean, are most of the dogs that you see being adopted, are they going to families more than, say, individuals?
No, it really just depends. I think, we all agree that anybody can own a pet. So whether you have a family or you're by yourself, they make wonderful companions. So it's more about finding that right match for you in your situation rather than just, only adopting to a certain type of person.
In fact, what do you do when you're in the shelter and people come in? I mean, how do you find that right match? Is it just a matter of if the dog responds to you, or do you have to actually, take them dog by dog or cat by cat and say, tell me what your preferences are, tell me what kind of, situation, your living situation obviously makes a difference, right?
Well, I know Rich can speak to the shelter side, but at Maddies Fund, we actually are foster-based, which means we don't have a brick and mortar shelter. All of our pets are with fosters in actual homes. So with that, social media plays a big role. So we promote our pets on social media. People find them that way. And then also at adoption events on the weekend. So at different events around town.
I see.
So we meet them several different ways. But then I know back in the shelter days, you can probably speak to that better than I can as far as matching people up.
It's all about match because the animals have certain requirements. For some lifestyles, they want exercise in the morning, so they want a dog to run with. For some people, they want a lap dog that they can just cuddle with and enjoy in a very quiet setting. Some dogs are very long hair, which means a lot of grooming. Some animals are short hair and don't shed as much. And so it all comes down to what the caregiver is looking for and also the personality of the dog. And that's why it's so important to go to these events. There's going to be more than 100 different locations for the Maddie's Pet Adoption Days. And you can also see some of the animals that are going to be available for adoption by looking up the website. And that will direct you to the kinds of animals that are available, but also the personalities of some of the pets. And you, like I said, the organizations that are putting on these activities will help you identify what is going to make a good combination, because they want to make sure your needs and the pet's needs are taken care of.
Well, Rich and Brittany, thanks so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
For more information about Maddie's Pet Adoption Days on Saturday and Sunday, May 30th and 31st, log on to maddiesfund.org.